everyone, and welcome to Inspirational Wednesday, a moment of hope, healing, and encouragement for your week. I am so happy you're here. Whether this is your first time joining me or you have been here before, my hope is that these few minutes will encourage your heart, lift your spirit, and remind you that you're never alone in whatever season you're facing. Maybe today has been a wonderful day. Maybe you have smiled, accomplished something, you've been working towards, or simply found a moment of peace. Or maybe today has been difficult. Maybe you're carrying a burden that no one else know about. Maybe you're grieving. Maybe you're worried about your finances. Maybe you're feeling lonely. Maybe you're exhausted from taking care of everyone else while wondering who is taking care of you. Wherever you are today, I want you to know this. You are welcome here. For the next few minutes, let's simply have a conversation. No pressure, no judgment. Just a moment to pause, reflect, and hopefully leave feeling a little more encouraged than when you have arrived. Today's topic is finding strength during difficult seasons. Life has a way of surprising us. Sometimes those surprises are beautiful. A new opportunity, a new friendship, a dream finally coming true. But sometimes life surprises us in ways we never wanted. The phone call we never expected, the diagnosis, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the financial hardship, the loss of someone we deeply love. None of us plans for those moments. Yet every single person will face difficult seasons at some point. The question isn't whether challenges will come. The question is how we will keep moving when they do. One thing I have learned is that difficult seasons have a way of changing us. Sometimes they make us stronger, sometimes they make us wiser. Sometimes they teach us compassion because we finally understand what someone else is going through. The lessons aren't always easy. In fact, they often come through tears. But even in the hardest moments, we continue growing, even when we can't see it. I think many of us have the wrong picture of what strength look like. We imagine strength as someone who never cries, someone who never struggles, someone who always have the answers. But real strength doesn't always look impressive. Sometimes strength look ordinary. Sometimes strength is simply getting out of bed when your feels heavy. Sometimes strength is going to work even though you're emotionally exhausted. Sometimes it's preparing dinner for your family while quietly carrying your own worries. Sometimes asking for help. Sometimes it's admitting that you're not okay. Sometimes it's allowing yourself to cry, wiping your tears and choosing to take one more step. That is strength. Real strength isn't pretending everything is perfect. Real strength is continuing even when life isn't. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing we have to have everything figured out. We tell ourselves, I should know what comes next. I should be over this by now. I should be stronger. But healing doesn't follow a schedule. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Some seasons take longer than we expected, and that's okay. You're not behind. You're simply growing at your own pace. I want you to think about this for a moment. Look back over your life. Think about something you once believed you would never survive. At the time, it probably felt impossible. Yet here you are today. You made it through. Not because it was easy, but because you kept taking one step after another. Sometimes that's all courage really is. The next step. Here's today's quote. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. And let me repeat this for you. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I love this quote because it's so true. Most of us never discover our own strength while life is comfortable. We discover it during the storms, when we have no choice but to keep going, when every day feels difficult, when hope feels distant. That's often when we discover just how much strength was already inside of us. I also want to remind you that difficult seasons don't last forever. When we're hurting, it often feels like life will always be this way. But seasons change. Just as night, evening gives way to the morning, winter eventually becomes spring. Storm clouds eventually move away. Life changes, pain changes, circumstances changes. That doesn't mean everything suddenly becomes perfect, but it does mean that what you're experiencing today isn't necessarily where your story will end. Comparison is another thing that can make difficult seasons even harder. We look around and think everyone else has life figured out. Social media often shows the highlights, the smiles, the celebrations, the victories. But behind every picture is a real person with real struggles. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reels. Your journey is your own. Your timing is your own. Your story is your own. And that's perfectly okay. Sometimes we overlook the small victories because we are waiting for the big breakthroughs. But small victories matter. Getting out of bed, making that phone call, applying for the job, going for a walk, choosing not to give up, getting through one more day. Those moments may seem small, but small steps repeated over time become great progress. Never underestimate what one small step can do. If you're listening today and you're carrying something heavy, I want to hear this. I want you to hear this. You don't have to solve your entire future today. You don't have to carry tomorrow's problem before tomorrow arrives. Sometimes the only thing we need to do is to focus on today. Take today's step, face today's challenge, find today's reason to keep going. Tomorrow will take care of itself when it comes. There may even be days when you don't feel at all. And that's okay. Strength isn't about always feeling confident. It's about continuing even when confidence is low. It's about refusing to let one's difficult chapter become the entire story of your life. Because this season is just that, a season, not your forever. Before we close, I want to leave you with one simple reminder. Don't underestimate the strength that's already inside of you. You have survived difficult days before. You've overcome challenges you once thought you couldn't. You've grown in ways you probably haven't even noticed yet. And while today's struggle may feel overwhelming, hope is still possible. Better days are still possible. Healing is still possible. Keep believing. Keep showing up. Keep taking one step at a time. Even slow progress is still progress. And every step forward matters. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me today. I truly appreciate you choosing to be here. I love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me about a time you found strength during a difficult season. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Let's encourage one another because none of us has to walk through life's difficult seasons alone. I hope you'll join me again next week for another impactful episode of Inspirational Wednesday, where we'll continue sharing hope, healing, and encouragement together. If today's episode encouraged you, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so these messages can reach someone who may need a little hope. Until next time, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Keep believing in brighter days. And remember, no matter what season you're in, you are stronger than you think. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next Wednesday.